Monk's Wisdom: 3 sacred foods that balance hormones and restore fertility. Are you so tired of feeling like your own body is fighting against you? Like it's a stranger you no longer understand? Are you weary from the monthly guessing game, wondering if your period will ever arrive, or coping with cycles that are painful and unpredictable? Are you frustrated by the weight that clings stubbornly to your body, especially around your middle, no matter how little you eat or how much you try to exercise? Perhaps you're dealing with the painful, cystic acne that makes you want to hide your face, or the embarrassing and heartbreaking growth of hair in places you've been told it shouldn't be, while the hair on your head seems to be thinning. Have you sat in cold doctor's offices only to be given a label, polycystic ovary syndrome, and perhaps a prescription that feels like a bandage, not a solution? Are you terrified by the whispers of infertility? That deep, primal fear that your dreams of motherhood might be stolen by this condition? This isn't just a physical struggle. It is an emotional and spiritual exhaustion, a daily battle that leaves you feeling isolated, misunderstood, and profoundly tired. Well, there is good news, and it comes not from a lab, but from ancient, gentle wisdom. What if the path to balance wasn't about fighting your body, but about listening to it? What if the right foods, viewed not just as calories, but as sacred messengers, could begin to calm the storm inside, soothe the inflammation, and gently remind your body of its natural, harmonious rhythms? The right foods, approached with mindfulness, can relax your system, improve your body's communication, and stop the cascade of symptoms before they start. In today's video, we are diving deep into the monk's wisdom to reveal 3 sacred foods that can help you balance your hormones, quiet the painful symptoms of polycystic ovary syndrome, and gently, compassionately help to restore your fertility. This is about more than just nutrition. It's about a return to your center. So I ask you to stick around, breathe deeply, and open your heart, because you do not want to miss these life-changing insights that have the power to transform your relationship with your body. Before we begin this journey together, I would love to know where you are joining me from today. Finding this space means you are part of a global community, and knowing where you are helps us feel that connection. Please drop a comment below, say hello, and feel free to ask any questions you have or share any part of your story you feel comfortable with. This is a safe space. And please, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And, very importantly, turn on all notifications so you never miss a health-boosting tip or a moment of shared understanding from us here at Sacred Women's Health. Your support allows us to continue making this content for you. First, let's talk about why this struggle feels so deeply personal and overwhelming, and how the wisdom of the ages sees this profound imbalance. This condition, this label of polycystic ovary syndrome, often feels like a life sentence. You are told it's chronic. You are told it's just something you have to manage. You might have been told to just lose weight, as if you hadn't already been trying with all your might. This advice is not only unhelpful, it's cruel, because it implies that this is somehow your fault. I am here to tell you, with all the conviction in my heart, that this is not your fault. You did not choose this. You did not cause this. You are not lazy. You are not undisciplined. And you are not broken. You are a woman whose body is in a state of profound disharmony, often as a reaction to the incredible stress, the environmental toxins, and the processed, inflammatory foods of our modern world. From a Buddhist or monk's perspective, the body is a garden, not a machine. When the garden is not thriving, you don't yell at the plants. You look at the soil, the water, the sunlight. Your body is sending you signals, crying out for a different kind of nourishment. The symptoms you are experiencing, the high androgens, the insulin resistance, this is not a defect. It is a downstream effect of an internal imbalance, a systemic heat or inflammation that is disrupting your body's natural wisdom. Thousands, even millions of other women are walking this exact same path right now. They, too, are waking up in the middle of the night worried about their health. They, too, are feeling the sting of frustration when they look in the mirror. You are not, and you have never been, alone in this. We are here to create a space of emotional safety and deep accolimento, a sanctuary where you can put down the armor of battling your body and instead learn to nurture it with compassion. We are preparing to look at solutions not as weapons, but as gentle invitations back to center. The first sacred offering we will discuss is not a complex, exotic food, but a simple, fragrant leaf that you may already know, but perhaps have not understood its profound power. We are talking about spearmint. Yes, the humble spearmint. In many ancient traditions, monks and healers used mints not just for digestion, but for their cooling properties, to bring clarity to a scattered mind and calm to an agitated spirit. For a woman with polycystic ovary syndrome, this cooling action is not just metaphorical. It is deeply physiological. One of the most painful aspects of polycystic ovary syndrome is the high level of androgens, the so-called male hormones, though women need them in small amounts. It's this excess that drives the hirsutism, the unwanted hair growth on the face, chest, and abdomen, as well as the cystic acne and the hair loss on your scalp. It feels like a betrayal of your femininity. Spearmint, when consumed consistently as a tea, acts as a gentle, natural whisper to your body, helping to cool this androgenic fire. It doesn't shock the system like a harsh drug. It invites it back into alignment. Scientific studies have validated this ancient wisdom, showing that drinking 2 cups of spearmint tea per day can significantly lower free and total testosterone levels in the body. It also helps to increase hormones that are needed for ovulation, like luteinizing hormone and follicle-stimulating hormone. It is a gentle hormonal modulator, soothing the internal environment and reducing the static so your body's natural signals can be heard more clearly. But can sipping tea, something so wonderfully simple, really make a difference against a condition that feels so monstrous and complex? Can it truly slow the hair growth and clear the skin? The answer, from a place of holistic wisdom and growing scientific evidence, is a resounding and hopeful yes. True, lasting healing is often not found in one grand dramatic gesture, but in the accumulation of small, consistent, compassionate acts. The wisdom here isn't just in the chemical compounds of the plant, though they are powerful. The wisdom is also in the ritual. This is where the monk's mindset comes in. We are not just chugging tea. We are performing an act of self-love. The act of taking 5 or 10 minutes, twice a day, to consciously decide to do something healing for yourself is powerful. The ritual of boiling the water, inhaling the fragrant steam, feeling the warmth of the mug in your hands, and sipping slowly. This is a mindfulness practice. This simple ritual in itself helps to lower cortisol, the stress hormone. And high cortisol is a massive driver of polycystic ovary syndrome symptoms, as it tells your body to store fat and fuels insulin resistance. So, with one sacred cup, you are addressing the androgens directly, and you are also addressing the stress that makes everything worse. This is how healing begins. How do we bring this sacred practice into our daily lives? It is beautifully simple, and simplicity is the heart of this wisdom. You will want to find organic spearmint leaf tea. It is important that it is spearmint, mentha spicata, and not peppermint, mentha piperita, because they have different properties, though both are lovely. You can use tea bags, but I find that using loose leaf tea is often more potent and allows for a more mindful ritual. Aim for 2 cups per day, consistently. 1 in the morning, perhaps, and 1 in the early evening. Steep the tea for at least 5 to 10 minutes and make sure to cover your mug while it steeps. This is a small but important detail. Covering it traps the volatile oils, the most medicinal part of the plant, preventing them from escaping with the steam. Drink it with intention. Instead of gulping it down while scrolling on your phone or rushing out the door, try to take just 3 minutes. Sit, breathe, inhale the sweet, cooling aroma. Visualize this gentle green leaf wisdom moving through your body, cooling the fires, calming the chaos, and bringing peace to your system. This is not just a cup of tea. It is a declaration of self-care. It is you actively participating in your own healing, one compassionate sip at a time. Before we continue to the next sacred food, which addresses the very foundation of your body's energy system, if this information is already resonating with you, if you're feeling a flicker of hope or a sense of being understood, please take a quiet moment to press the like button. It is a small gesture that costs nothing, but it truly helps our channel reach other women who are searching for this exact information. Women who may be feeling just as lost as you have been. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe so you never miss any of our upcoming tips designed to support you on this path. And now, as we sit in this safe space together, may I ask you something personal? How many times have you felt completely and utterly alone in this struggle? How many times have you tried to explain your bone-deep fatigue, your frustration with your body, or your grief over your fertility to friends, family, or even partners, only to be met with blank stares, confusion, or simplistic advice like just relax or stop worrying about it? How often have you sat in your car and cried after a thoughtless comment, or looked in the mirror and felt like you are screaming into a void, not understanding what is happening in your own body, as if no one, absolutely no one, could truly comprehend the depth of this struggle? I know how deeply that hurts. I know that isolation. And I need you to hear me, to really take this into your heart. You are not, and you have never been, alone in this fight. Your feelings are valid. Your pain is real. And you are surrounded by a silent sisterhood of millions who understand. If you feel this way, if you have ever felt this invisible, this misunderstood, I invite you to leave a comment below right now saying, I understand this struggle. Right? Exactly that. It is a declaration for yourself, and it is a beacon for others. Your message, your simple acknowledgement, might be the very thing that gives strength and courage to another woman who is scrolling through these comments right now, feeling desperate and broken, and needing to know, more than anything, that she is not alone. Thank you for doing that. This practice of cooling the body with spearmint is a beautiful, essential first step in calming the most aggressive symptoms. But that is just the beginning. It's like putting a cool cloth on a fevered brow. Now we must go deeper, to the source of the fever. The next sacred food we will discuss addresses the very root of energy and hormonal communication in the body. And it is something that is often feared or misunderstood by women who have been told to fear fat and calories. It is a tiny seed with the power of a mighty tree. The second sacred food we will explore today with reverence is the tiny, humble, yet incredibly powerful flax seed. In Buddhist philosophy, the seed is the ultimate symbol of potential. It is the container of all future life, the perfect paradox of being whole and complete in its tiny form, while holding the blueprint for a vast, complex future. For women with polycystic ovary syndrome, particularly those struggling with irregular cycles, anovulation, or fertility, harnessing the wisdom of the seed is profoundly symbolic and incredibly practical. Your body is a garden, and you are planting the very seeds of its restoration. Flax seeds are a nutritional powerhouse, but their sacred magic for polycystic ovary syndrome lies in two specific, powerful components. First, they are the richest known source in the plant kingdom of compounds, called lignans. These lignans are phytoestrogens, or plant estrogens, but please do not let that word scare you. They are not the same as human estrogen. Instead, they are master modulators. Polycystic ovary syndrome is often a state of hormonal chaos, sometimes with estrogen dominance, sometimes with low estrogen. These lignans have a remarkable, intelligent ability to gently help your body find its equilibrium. They can bind to excess or dirty estrogens and help your body safely escort them out. And they can also provide gentle, supportive estrogenic activity if your own levels are too low. They are adaptogens for your hormones. The second, and perhaps even more crucial benefit, comes from their magnificent combination of soluble fiber and healthy omega-3 fatty acids. This combination is a miracle for one of the primary drivers of all polycystic ovary syndrome symptoms, insulin resistance. Let's think of this simply. Insulin is a key that is supposed to unlock your cells to let sugar in for energy. With insulin resistance, your cell locks are rusty. The key doesn't work well. So your body, in a panic, pumps out more and more insulin, trying to force the doors open. This flood of high insulin is what screams at your ovaries to produce more testosterone, and it's what tells your body to store fat, especially around your waist. The fiber and fats in flax seeds are like the perfect rust remover and lock oil. They slow down the absorption of sugar from your meals, preventing blood sugar spikes. This means your body doesn't have to release a flood of insulin. It can release a gentle stream. Over time, this helps your cells become more sensitive and receptive to insulin again. This directly quiets the signal to your ovaries, helps your body stop storing fat in panic mode, and dramatically reduces the cravings for sugar and carbohydrates that feel so uncontrollable. By stabilizing your blood sugar, you are stabilizing your entire hormonal cascade. But wait, you might be thinking, I've been told to eat low fat to lose weight. Won't eating these seeds, which are full of fat, make me gain weight? This is a crucial question, and it is a fear that has been programmed into so many of us. The wisdom here is about discernment. The monks teach us to see the difference between that which harms and that which heals. We are not talking about processed, inflammatory, trans fats found in junk food. We are talking about whole, grounding, healing fats that your body is desperate for. Your hormones are made from fat and cholesterol. You cannot build balanced hormones without these building blocks. The healthy fats in flax seeds, combined with their fiber, actually promote satiety. This means they make you feel full, satisfied, and nourished for hours. This breaks the vicious cycle of blood sugar highs and lows, the one that leaves you starving and craving carbohydrates an hour after you've eaten. So, do they help you lose weight? Yes, they do, by healing the underlying metabolic imbalance that caused the weight gain in the first place. They teach the body stability, satiety, and safety. So, what is the practical application of this wisdom? How do we incorporate these seeds of potential? This is very important. You must grind the flax seeds. Your body's digestion cannot break down the tough outer hull of the whole seed, and they will pass right through you, taking their magic with them. You don't need a fancy, expensive grinder. A simple, inexpensive coffee grinder that you dedicate only to seeds works perfectly. Buy your flax seeds whole, organic if possible, and store them in the refrigerator or freezer to protect their delicate oils. Then, grind a small batch, just enough for a few days, and store that ground flax meal in an airtight, opaque container in the fridge. The oils are delicate and can go rancid with exposure to light, heat, and air. The goal is to aim for 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flax seed per day. How do you eat it? The possibilities are wonderful. You can sprinkle it into a smoothie, where it will add a thick, creamy texture. You can stir it into oatmeal or overnight oats. You can mix it into coconut or almond yogurt. You can even sprinkle it over a salad or steamed vegetables. The key, as with all this wisdom, is consistency. This is not a quick fix. This is a daily devotional practice of planting the seeds of your own hormonal harmony, day after day, and trusting in the gentle, profound power of small, consistent acts of care. Adding this seed of potential is a profound step in stabilizing your body's energy and healing your metabolic health. But there is one more layer. What about the constant, underlying, invisible fire that makes all these symptoms worse? The next sacred food is perhaps the most powerful of all, revered by monks and healers for millennia as a purifier of the body and a calmer of the mind. It directly addresses the chronic inflammation that many of us don't even know we are carrying, the fire that fuels the entire polycystic ovary syndrome storm. The third and final piece of sacred wisdom we will embrace today is not just a food, but a golden, earthy root that is the very embodiment of healing, turmeric. In the Eastern world, in Ayurveda, in traditional Chinese medicine, and in the quiet wisdom of monasteries, this spice is not just for color or flavor. It is a sacred medicine, a daily ritual, and a cornerstone of practice for purifying the body, calming inflammation, and even clarifying the mind. For women living with a deep imbalance of polycystic ovary syndrome, this golden root is perhaps the most important and powerful ally you can have. Why? Because at the very heart of polycystic ovary syndrome, underneath the hormonal chaos, underneath the high androgens, underneath the insulin resistance, there is a raging, silent, systemic fire. That fire is chronic inflammation. This inflammation is like constant static noise in your body. It disrupts the delicate communication between your cells, your organs, your glands, and your brain. It is this inflammation that makes your cells deaf to insulin, worsening insulin resistance. It is this inflammation that puts your ovaries under stress, encouraging them to overproduce androgens. It is this inflammation that tells your body it is in danger, encouraging it to store fat, especially abdominal fat, as an emergency fuel source. It contributes to the fatigue, the brain fog, the aches and pains, and the anxiety and depression that so often accompany polycystic ovary syndrome. Turmeric, and specifically its active magical compound curcumin, is one of the most potent and well-studied natural anti-inflammatories on the planet. It doesn't just mask the symptoms of this fire. It goes to the very source and helps to gently, safely, and effectively put out the fire. By reducing the systemic inflammation, you are creating a calm, quiet, receptive environment for your hormones to find their balance. Your cells become more responsive. Your ovaries are under less stress. Your entire body can finally begin to shift from a constant state of fight or flight to a healing state of rest and repair. Now, you might be wondering, that sounds amazing, but I already sprinkle turmeric in my curry sometimes, or I've had a turmeric latte at a cafe. Is that enough? Can this common, inexpensive spice really do all that? The answer is that while any amount is beneficial, to truly harness its sacred and therapeutic power, we must be intentional, just as the monks are intentional in their practice. The wisdom here lies in understanding how to use it, how to unlock its full potential. The body, on its own, does not absorb the active compound, curcumin, very well. It needs partners. This is not New Age science. This is ancient, time-tested knowledge. Curcumin needs two things to be properly absorbed: a healthy fat and black pepper. The black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which has been shown to increase the bioavailability of curcumin by as much as 2,000%. It's an incredible synergy. And since curcumin is fat-soluble, it needs a ride, a vehicle, to be absorbed from your digestive tract into your bloodstream. And that vehicle is fat. So, what is the most practical and beautiful application of this wisdom? One of the most beloved and ancient ways is through the ritual of golden milk. This is a profoundly healing and comforting drink that you can incorporate into your daily, or most days, routine. It is especially wonderful in the evening, as it calms the body and prepares it for restorative sleep, which is when healing truly happens. To make it, you simply gently warm 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, coconut milk, or another milk of your choice. Be careful not to boil it. In a small bowl, mix 1 teaspoon of high-quality organic turmeric powder, a tiny pinch of black pepper. I promise you will not taste it, and perhaps half a teaspoon of a healthy fat like coconut oil, or even a little almond butter. You can also add other warming, blood sugar balancing spices like a dash of cinnamon or ginger. Whisk this into a paste with a little bit of the warm milk, then add it all back to your pot and whisk it together until it is warm, golden, and fragrant. Pour it into your favorite mug. This ritual, this act of brewing a golden healing potion for yourself, is a profound act of self-compassion. It is a way of ending your day by telling your body, I am caring for you, I am honoring you, I am cooling the fire. We are safe, Of course, you can also consciously add this sacred trio: turmeric, black pepper, and a healthy fat like olive oil or avocado to your food, in soups, in stews, on roasted vegetables, or in salad dressings. The goal is daily, consistent exposure to this purifying, inflammation-calming golden root. We have covered so much ground together today, and we have walked this path from the cooling cup of spearmint to the grounding potential of the flaxseed and to the purifying, golden warmth of the turmeric root. This ancient wisdom, passed down through generations of mindful observation, teaches us that healing polycystic ovary syndrome is not a war to be won against our bodies. It is not a battle of restriction and deprivation. It is a gentle, compassionate, and patient return to harmony. It is about reducing the noise, cooling the internal fires, and nourishing the deep, fertile potential that has always been lying dormant within you. If you made it this far, if you have stayed with me through this entire conversation, it means something. It means you are truly searching for answers, not just for a quick fix, but for deep, sustainable relief, and for a profound, abiding hope. This channel, Sacred Women's Health, was created for exactly that purpose. It was built to be a sanctuary for you, a soft place to land when the world feels harsh. It was created to help you understand your body in a new light, to help you regain a sense of control and empowerment, and to find solutions that actually work, because they honor the whole you, your mind, your body, and your spirit. You are not alone here. Please take that in. Let that truth settle into your bones. You are not alone. We are building a safe space here, a community, a sisterhood, where women just like you can find support, real information, and the compassion that makes all the difference on the healing journey. If this is the kind of guidance, the kind of softness, and the kind of strength you have been looking for, I warmly invite you to subscribe now and be sure to turn on all the notifications. Your healing is a journey, not a destination, and every single video we create is another step we take together toward a healthier, more balanced, more joyful, and happier you. Thank you for sharing your precious time and energy with me today. Be well and be compassionate with yourself.